First time I heard a guitar was back in Jamaica when I was about 8 years old. First time I've ever heard a guitar, and it sounded like angels. Angels, and I thought, I want one of those. But I was never able to get my hand on one of them until I came to England. And then at school in the art class, the teacher played guitar. I didn't actually get to play it then, but again, it was another step in the direction. We used to play music sometimes when we had art lesson. It didn't happen until I got to the sixth form, when 2 or 3 people had guitars and they would leave them lying around, and everybody could play a G or play something, and I couldn't. So I told my mum, and we went down to Mickleburs, who is still there, bless them. This was 1969, and we bought myself a guitar. I bought a book called Playing a Day, and I started to learn chords. I learned chords. It took me a while, but one day I came across what they call a 3-chord theory, where you could use any 3 chords, the first, fourth, and the fifth, and you could play any song, basically. And when I discovered that, all of music just opened up to me. I started writing because I could construct a song then, and yeah, it just went from there.
In the 4th year of school, so I must have been about 16, I saw a young guy, English guy, who was in the 1st year, so he must have been 11, in the cloakroom, strumming his guitar, playing Jumpin' Jack Flash. He was a gas, 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 and I thought, I could do this. And this guy, Jumpin' Jack Flash, and he could sing and play. So I thought, I could do this. So straight away went home to my mum and said, Mum, can I have a guitar for my birthday? I think wages was £5 a week, and the guitar was £15 from Mickleburs. So the birthday came up, and she bought me the guitar. So I must have got a chord book, tried to do the chords, couldn't learn the chords. I'm right-handed, I'm left-handed. So I didn't know about holding the guitar the other way. So I'm trying to learn these chords, and it was just too difficult. So not long after that, my sister's boyfriend, he was already in a band called Lurks. So he used to bring home his guitar probably to impress my sister. So he could play already. So I think he was trying to show my brother how to play something like the 12-bar blues on the guitar. My brother found it difficult. So they would spend some time trying to show him. My brother couldn't pick it up. So there was a club called the Bamboo Club, probably not long opened at that time. So late in the evening, after he tried to show my brother, he would leave his guitar downstairs. I would sneak downstairs, open the guitar, and I found I hold the guitar upside down, and I could play the 12-bar blues or Hang On Sloopy, and that was it. I found that I could play or pick the notes of the bass, so no more chords. Started picking the notes, and I thought, oh, that's bass. So that's how I started learning to play bass.
I think the youth club was the next place that creativity developed. There was and still is a youth club called the Male Youth Club in Easton, and I used to go there, and there was a little room, a music room, and some people used to go in there, have a little bash and so on and so on. But I couldn't play anything. When I got my first guitar and I went down there, someone had to tune it for me, and he ended up playing it all night, not me. But eventually when I learned, a band was formed down there by the name of the Cavaliers, and which I was the guitarist. I wasn't the singer at that time. There was Trevor McIntosh, Alf Durant, Paul McDonald, yeah, and myself. And we used to play at other youth clubs, and or just ended up when we went to the youth club just to play all night in the room. You know, girls come in and out and all of that kind of stuff. It was only after all of that ended, you know, when we got to say 1920. That one day Denison said to me if I wanted to go and play some music. He was in another band called the Panthers at the time. They'd had some degree of success in Bristol, but they broke up. And he and I then went down to Bath and got together with a guy called Dave Kennard, who was a drummer, and a singer by the name of Alfred McIntosh. And we formed what was to become Revelation Rockers at the time. So we had Alfred McIntosh on lead vocal, Dennis on bass, me on guitar, Dave Kennard on drums, and Mikey Taylor on keyboard.
Kelly was still at school. He was a first year. I was a sixth former, just leaving. He was just starting. And funny enough, it was only a few months ago, he was asking me, how come we came together? I said, didn't you see me at school? He said, no. I said, how come you couldn't see me at school? Because I was in the Army Cadets at school. So I said, you didn't see me on a Thursday, just before school finished, on the playground. I was a sergeant by then, taking the parade. He said, no. I said, I saw you, but you didn't see me, you know. So I started aerospace in about 1970, left school 70, maybe 71. Was there for maybe a year. I was maybe the second Caribbean guy there. The other guy was a lot older than me. Maybe about 1972, a couple more guys, black guys then, came to British Aerospace. Straight away I said, guys, you want to form a band? We heard that there was a singer and a keyboard player across the road in Rolls Royce. So the next thing we trooped up to St. Michael's Hill. There was a music shop, St. Michael's Hill, blacked out, got some instruments on the tick, and then we started rehearsing. The band was called the Panthers, which, like I said, I named the band. But within about 8 weeks of playing, we got a gig in the Bamboo Club, to play the Bamboo Club in those days. And anyway, that became a regular thing. Started playing around Bristol, Yate, Sharpness, started doing a little clubs, and then the next thing you know, we're supporting Bob Marley and Johnny Nash in the top rank with his afro and everything. I think the Johnny Nash's song was I Can See Clearly, and maybe Guava Jelly. I'm not quite sure whether Bob was singing Guava Jelly or that belonged to Johnny Nash as well. Yes, and that started with the Panthers, and then that lasted maybe about 3 years. So we were probably coming up to 78. We were rehearsing. The band was almost on its way out, people leaving for whatever reason. And then I saw Devan Bikele at the time practicing next door in the Mill Youth Center. But I think he was struggling. Well, he had more knowledge, then, put it that way, than the rest of these musicians. So I asked my friend at the time, you know, how about using him? Ask him. So then we started. Not long after the singer Webster left the band, so we had to drop the Panthers, and that's how Revelation was born.
The music I listened to was Black American music, rhythm and blues, straight up blues, what they used to call soul back in the day, you know, that type of stuff. calypso, obviously because I'm from the Caribbean and all of that, and some reggae. But when I came to write, then what I wrote came out in reggae music. I don't know why. I mean, it was probably in me from the time I was born in the Caribbean. But the expression came out reggae as opposed to wanting to be a soul musician.